In this video, I will be testing 3 of the most common cordless air inflator tools from your local Home Depot store. Seems like a really convenient tool if it actually works. So let's see if it does. The first one here is the Milwaukee air inflator tool. It costs $68, give or take a little bit, depending on which Home Depot store you're purchasing from. That's for the tool only. And what I'm doing here is inflating my truck tire up to 62 psi. The Milwaukee one I like. The twist-on valve, it seems to be a little bit more durable, and when I inflated the truck tire with this one, I did the same test with the other two, and I'll give you the results as we watch the video. But this particular one was able to inflate my truck tire from 30 to 63 in, I think it took 15 minutes. And then I did it again just to see if it wasn't as low on air, because most of the time you're not actually inflating 30 pounds of air into your tire. You're usually just topping it off. And so I deflated it by 10 pounds, and it was able to go from 53 to 63, and it did that in, I think it was 9 minutes, so it was reasonable time frame. It still wasn't really quick. On the package it claims that it can top off your car tires within 2 minutes, and that might be a little bit exaggerated, but I did another test on this one to see how long would it take to top it off if you only needed to put, let's say, 3 or 4 pounds of pressure into your tires, and in that case it did only take 2 minutes, and I think that's reasonable for this application with a car tire. The Milwaukee was definitely the best of the 3 that I reviewed. It is also the most expensive. It's very small and handy, so you can keep it in your vehicle or store it away pretty easily. The way that you do the controls, you turn it on and it'll instantly read the pressure in your tire that you're inflating, and then you move the plus minus to set the pressure that you want it to pump to, and then you push the start button there in the middle down below, and you can actually go do other things while it's working, so that's kind of nice. And it will automatically kick off when it reaches the pressure that you set it at. So I think it's a great tool. The Milwaukee is the one that I would keep if I was actually going to count on one of these to pump my tire beside the road. This one is the Ryobi. There's 2 Ryobi ones that I reviewed. This is the one that's a little bit more expensive, and it is more comparable to the Milwaukee. This one, similarly, as I'm doing right now in the video, you simply turn it on and set the desired pressure, and it will pump until it reaches that pressure. On the Ryobi version, though, I started by testing it on my tractor tire and my truck tire, but it was pretty underpowered. The truck tire that the Milwaukee was able to pump in, I believe it was between 15 and 20 minutes. I actually have it on the stopwatch, but I'm sure depending on what vehicle it was and the pressure that you're pumping to, it's going to vary a little bit. But the truck that took, it was 19 minutes on the Milwaukee, took 32 minutes on the Ryobi. So significantly longer, almost twice as long to pump up my truck tire with this Ryobi unit. Now, if you're using this Ryobi unit for pumping up, for example, what I'm doing right now is a four-wheeler tire. I'm only pumping it up to 15 pounds, and it did great. It did it within 5 minutes. So, that Ryobi one is less powerful than the Milwaukee, so I wouldn't count on it to pump my tire up beside the road, but for a four-wheeler or a bicycle tire, it would work great. This one right here is the third one that I reviewed in the video, and this one, you don't preset the pressure. You connect the tip onto the tire, and then you pull a trigger, and you have to hold it in the whole time. And there's a gauge there, as you can see in the video right now, and that gauge will allow you to see what the pressure is, and then you just pull it back off when you're done. So that was the less expensive one, the one with the analog dial. This digital one is $54. The pistol one that has the dial on it, that's not digital, I believe that one is $20 or $29. But again, probably not that good other than like four-wheeler tires. You only want maybe 20 pounds. A bicycle tire, those would be good uses for it. This nicer Ryobi one, it's okay, but it definitely didn't have the power of the Milwaukee one. In the video right here, I'm trying to simply get my tractor tire up to 30 pounds of pressure, or 35 it is on there, and it took a really long time. I want to say it took like 20 or 25 minutes, and honestly, unless I just don't have anything else to do, I'm probably not going to sit around and wait 25 minutes to put pressure into my tractor tire. This tractor tire was down to very, very low pressure though, because it actually had a leak in it, and I've since fixed that. But at the time it was at almost zero, and it was a slow leak, so it wasn't leaking out as it was pumping up. But anyhow, this is the Ryobi unit here, showing you how it goes up to the 35, 36 pounds, and then it cuts off, I believe, here in the video. And so you can do other activities while you're pumping up a tire. This would be my preferable unit of the two Ryobi units, but it again wasn't overly impressive. And as I'm feeling the hose right there, I'm feeling how hot it's getting, because it was cranking for so long. It seemed to be generating quite a bit of heat. This is the analog trigger one that doesn't continue to pump automatically while you're doing other things. You have to actually pull the trigger on this one, and again, this one was quite underpowered. I would not recommend it for anything other than maybe bicycle tires, or maybe a dirt bike or a four-wheeler or something like that, where you're only going up to maybe 20 pounds maximum. And I definitely would not count on it to pump up your tire if you had a flat or an issue. That was serious. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful in reviewing these handy tools.